Hey guys, welcome to Quantum Leap Growth. My name is Sawela, and in this video we're going to talk about why you watching this video are not damaged goods. We are going to talk about how, regardless of whatever happened in your childhood, you still have the responsibility to work on yourself so that you can improve the version of who you are in the future. The responsibility still lies onto you. And part of the reason why I'm making this video is because during my own reflection of my own history, the relationships that I've had in my life, I feel like if I was more loving to myself, I would have been more loving to other people. I would have been more open to other people. I would have loved my parents more and had a better relationship with them. I would have loved my family, my siblings more. I would have created better relationships, meaningful relationships in my life had I loved myself more. So the reason why I'm making this video is not for us to focus more on pain. It's mainly for us to have a better perspective about our own childhood experiences and to learn from it and know that healing is possible and growth is also possible if you are willing to be vulnerable and be willing to learn from our own experiences. Since I'm going to talk a bit about my childhood, let me give a bit of context about who my parents were. I was raised by two loving parents. I was raised by two loving African parents. My mom was a workaholic, woke up early morning, Mondays to Fridays, early morning, went to the bank, came back late evening. My dad had his own businesses, did the same thing, was a workaholic and built his businesses. I still remember that my dad used to help me with my homework, my math homework. I remember that it was very fun when I was learning the math homework with him. My mom also used to help me with English, letter writing and composition writing. I remember that very well. So I want to say that I really appreciate them. I'm very grateful for the fact that I had two loving African parents who would have done anything to protect their kids. So that part, I cannot leave it out. I'm very grateful for my parents. If it wasn't for them, I'm not even here. I don't know where I would be without my parents. My mom was a loving mom. She would have done anything to protect me, and I'm going to give a bit of context of what I mean by that. And my dad would have done the same thing, protected us, and we had food every single day. We slept under a roof, so we had more things that many people didn't have. So we had a maid at home, so we had so many things that when I look back at it now, I'm more grateful, and I want to say that I really appreciate everything that they did for us. It was really awesome, and yeah, I can say that I'm really grateful for them enough. As I get to inquire about why my personality is the way that it is currently, I am forced to explore some of my childhood memories. Currently, I am someone who it's easier for me to break relationships with people that have raised me. It's easier for me to distance myself from people that have raised me. It's easier for me to cut friendships that have been there for a very long time. It has been easier for me to dissociate myself from people that I thought, or when I look back now, could have had a deeper and more meaningful relationship. It has been easier for me to isolate myself and not be expressive and emotional and show my emotions to anyone. So as I explore and inquire about my own personality at the moment, I'm forced to look back at my own childhood and investigate what exactly forced me or made me to be how I am currently. I remember a moment in my life where I was crying in one room and my dad shouted in the other room why I was crying. Immediately then, the fear overtook me and I stopped crying right there and there. Another moment in my life is that my mom used to tell me that she wished that she never had me. Now, when I do introspection about myself, why I am the way that I am, I ask myself in that moment, as a child, as a 6-year-old child, as an 8-year-old child, as a 9-year-old child, how do you react and how do you interpret those things? What do they mean to you? In that moment, it just means that you are not enough. At that moment, it means that you are probably not lovable. It means that you shouldn't show your own emotions. And it means that other people who are going to love you in the future are not really going to love you, because if your own mother is telling you that she wishes that she never had you, then who else is really going to love you and really mean it in the future if your own mom never did? So in that moment, as a child, how do you interpret that? It's you, it's your own fault, it's that you are not enough. And in that moment, of course, you can't do anything, but then you bury the emotions deep. They show up in your own life as someone who's aggressive. They show up in your life as someone who doesn't form connections or meaningful connections with other people. They show up in your life as someone who does not really engage with other people and take them seriously as the relationships develop, regardless of whoever that person is. So when I look back at it and I explore those experiences as I was a child, now I understand why that happened. I understand why I am the way that I am, and I understand why this has been embedded into my personality. For me, it's more about conditioning. For me, it has been that way as a protective force for me not to be hurt again. Now, to add to that, I have realized that I am someone who also reacts aggressively to small incidents. So I go from 0 to 100 in a second. And that goes back to me because when I was a child, I was also physically beaten. So I was beaten as a child. I have a big tattoo on my back to hide all the scars, right? So I went through all of that. Now, when I do look at those experiences, they have been a way for me to survive. They have been a way for me to protect myself so that I don't go through the same things again. When I look back at my own life, I now know that my own personality, or part of the things that I call my own personality, are not really myself to say. They are some conditioning, they are some learned behavior of me trying to protect myself from the world because of how I was raised and because of how I was treated as a child. If you are watching this video, what can you do now to go on your own journey of healing if you went through similar experiences? The first thing is that you have to be aware of what exactly happened to you. Go back and explore some of your own childhood memories and try to figure out what are some of the disturbing or traumatic things that happened to you in your own life. The second thing is for you to process what exactly happened to you and your reaction, or look at your own personality and things that you consider are bad habits or things that are extreme in your own personality. Just like me now, having aggression or being easily or reacting aggressively to small things. Journal, write them down, and ask yourself in moments where you are reacting in a way that's extraordinary or out of the ordinary in that moment. Write yourself, is that really helpful? Ask yourself questions. What's the purpose of this reaction in this moment? How is this reaction beneficial to your life right now? So these are some of the questions that you can ask yourself. And the third part of you going on your healing process or your healing journey is for you to go into transformation. Now, this means that you are willing to go through those difficult moments and discuss those problems with someone or a professional who can assist you in how you can deal with them better, how you can go through them and make more meaning out of your own experience. Some of the tools that have also been helpful to me are meditation, for example, finding meaningful relationships and talking to people about your own issues, and also creative expression. Healing is not linear, so it's not going to go the same way every single day. You're going to have ups and downs. You're going to have bad days, you're going to have good days, you're going to even have worse days. Don't give up on yourself. Don't give up on improving yourself. Don't give up on working on yourself. It takes time, and it's a lifelong thing for you to actually go through. It's not going to come once in a day where you learn everything and you are good and you are perfect and you don't make mistakes. It's all about putting in the effort. It's all about putting in the time, and most importantly, it's all about you being compassionate, understanding, and forgiving yourself when you make a mistake, when you go out and do something which is against what you are actually trying to go against. So, friends, thank you for taking your time to watch this video. I hope you make progress on your healing journey, and don't forget, it's all about being vulnerable and being compassionate to yourself. See you on the next episode of Quantum Leap Growth.